Hey, how's it going? We are back with a live stream here, and got my son Jack with me, and we're getting ready. The fishing opener is about 2 weeks from tomorrow for the state of Minnesota. So we figured we'd go through our tackle box and go through some of the lures we plan on using, what we like, what we don't like, and maybe some new lures that we got. You want to say hi to everybody out there in YouTube world, Jack? All right. So we're gonna go through a few lures here. So one of the things, and Wisco Bass and I have talked about, is we want to become better jig fishermen. So picked up a couple of these Terminator jigs, 3/4 ounce, half ounce. I have some 1/4 ounce jigs as well. So I do like the swimming jig. This one is an XPS Bass Pro Shops jig. I use a power worm trailer on this one. You can tell I started with it last year, but I really want to improve my jig fishing. I mean, you can swim them, you can punch them, you can just fish them off the bottom. Great for bed fishing. So that's what I plan on doing this year. I don't know what kind of jigs you guys use, but I figure I'll get started with these. I'm a fairly accomplished bass fisherman, I consider myself, but yeah, I just never really got into jig fishing. There's just so many lure options out there that I often get overwhelmed with the different lures. One thing we're going to do a lot more this year is we're going to make our own lures. So Jack, my son, we made some of these lures. This is I think it's a 7-inch power worm style ribbon tail worm. I think it's from an AI mold. We'll put some videos on the channel making lures. This one, he calls it, what do you call it, Jack?
Wicked watermelon.
Wicked watermelon. So it looks like a watermelon. You can see there it's got a watermelon red with some black flake in there. Yeah, these are fun to make. I make all my own soft plastics now, so that is something we really enjoy doing. So look for some videos like that in the future where we're pouring some lures. Some other lures that I'm really into the Senkos. I have a bunch of different styles from Epic Bait molds and AI. I think some of the cheap Do-It molds that I got on Lurecraft. So I pour these Senkos. I really like these, especially at night. You see there's some flashing on there. I actually don't even remove the flashing because I don't think the fish care about the flashing. This is an early prototype. I use this style. This is one I made as well. And so I like this style as well, especially in the early spring. Some other lures. I just got a tube jig mold. It's brand new. You might have seen Marling Baits do a video on it just recently. So this is what they look like when they're. I didn't get the crappie tube. I got the larger tube size. This is what they look like when they're rigged up. So this one is just kind of a smoke gray with some red and black flake in it. I've pitched it around a few times, but this is what these tubes look like. I'm a big tube fisherman, especially in streams. When we have a culvert by our house, I'll post some videos of us fishing there here this season. But I really like bouncing the tube around. It does a lot of fun stuff in the current, and the fish just really seem to love it. What do you got, Jack? What kind of lures you got? So we also, inspired by Marling Baits, the kids made a bunch of these. They carved these by hand. You can see this is just a little plug crankbait. And we just super glued in some eyes and put some old treble hooks in there. And they seem to work really well. This one has a nice wobble action. You can see we did this. Son is number 1. He's a goalie for Detroit Lakes hockey team, so this is in Detroit Lakes hockey colors. But you can tell, made this little one here. This is more of a wake bait. And then my oldest boy made this one. It is a top water plopper. And again, we just carved these out. Oh, actually, sorry, Jack made this one. We just sort of carved it out of some basswood. And yeah, a little popper. So we like making some baits inspired by Marling Baits. It's fun. We'll maybe we have some bait making kits. We'll try those out this summer. And I also like fishing a lot of swim baits. So this is almost like a Kitech, clone. You can see there, nice ridges. This one I poured. I used this one last year quite a bit, and I pour these by the dozen. So this one I just made in like a pearl white with some rainbow sparkles in there. I think I made this with my daughter. I think she calls this one Unicorn. So yeah, they're just a lot of fun to make. The kids can make them, and you're not going to save any money by buying lures. Here's another Kitech that Jack made for this one. What do you call this color, Jack?
I don't know. I
Forgot the name. Poop stain, we'll call it. I don't know. What do you think?
don't know.
Let's see, what do you got there? And I think this is a Epic bait mold, one of their swim baits. It's got the nice thing about those molds, they have a hollow belly. So this is a nice swim bait made in the same color. So we like to pour a bunch of different types of lures, experimenting with different colors. Nice detail on the tail there. I think we used this one quite a bit last year. And here's another one. Here's this Wicked Watermelon, another style of with a hollow belly. Let's see right there. If I can pull that open, fat fingers here. For the hook. Yeah, so this one's got a hollow belly as well. He did this one in the Wicked Watermelon. Sometimes we put eyes on them, sometimes we don't. I don't think it matters. The fish don't really seem to care. But yeah, Wicked Watermelon. It's got a real nice paddle tail action. So that's another lure that we made here in the shop. Some lures that we haven't made in the shop that I find are really effective. I really like these. Wisco Bass got me turned on to the Whopper Plopper. This one's a River to Sea Whopper Plopper. It's got beads in there, and this is in the black loon or loon color. Loon is the state bird of Minnesota, and Vergas, where I live, is home to the world's largest loon. So if you're ever in Vergas on Long Lake, just check it out. That's our home lake. So this is really effective at night, and I've even had a lot of success with these for muskie last year. Caught a muskie on it on Lake Sally, I think it was, out by us. So these Whopper Ploppers are really nice. And then Jack here has a Guggen Whopper Plopper. It's a little bit different. You can kind of see slightly different shape. And he got it in a Guggen mystery box. Did you win it?
What? No.
No, it was. I think it was a prize. We have family fishing competitions, and I go buy some of those mystery boxes to use as prizes. Said 6 kids who go out on the pontoon boat, and we always do first fish, biggest fish, and most species. So that's how we do our family tournaments, and it's all the kids, my wife and I. And this one you can see it has little fins there, so you can actually pull it through the water a little bit. You can use it as a popper too. It's really nice. So this is the Guggen Squad one. We also have the Berkeley Chapo and I think the XPS clone. I really do like the River to Sea better. They're a little heavier. They seem to hold up more, and the hooks seem to be a little bit sharper. So one of the staples of fishing for me, at least, is this. I think it's a Booyah Moon Talker. So this black and 3/4 ounce. So this is got a Colorado blade, black and green or black and red. It doesn't really matter. I throw these at night, and I just slow roll these through the water. This Moon Talker makes a ton of noise, and I've caught probably PB bass, PB. They call them dogfish up here, but they're bowfin, and I think some massive pike on this Moon Talker. So I always have. I buy these by the gross and keep them in the boat because at night I tend to lose a little more. But if you're ever fishing with me at night, I'll probably give you one of these, because these are just a staple of the lake up here for bass. Another one here is this. This is an XPS. If I could only have one lure, fish in a lake, that's all I get. Desert island lure, so to speak. I think it'd be a white spinnerbait. This one's got the small Colorado blade and the willow blade. I like the double willow blade better. Just seems like it goes a little bit deeper. Can fish it a little bit nicer. I don't usually use a trailer on my spinner baits. Just haven't found the need for them. I think the spinner baits fish just fantastic on their own, and sometimes I'll put one on the if I'm musky fishing with these. Believe it or not, I use these for musky fishing too. If I'm musky fishing, I might throw a trailer on this, something like this, or maybe a power worm or something with some bulk to it. They really fish nicely. Another staple of Long Lake, especially in the early spring. Well, I should say early spring. It's early spring for us, but probably early summer for everybody else. Is I love these red eye shads by Strike King, the KVD, or just the red eyes. 3/4 ounce white. And then if I'm fishing down south, I'm originally from Missouri. But if I'm fishing down there this time of year, I'd be throwing red or orange, anything craw imitator, like this. Think this style color. That seems to be what the doctor ordered this time of year. And here's another one. This is another kind of whopper plopper style. This is a Weston. I think we also got this in one of those mystery boxes. What I like about this one, you can see it's kind of got articulated. There's a little screw there. I don't know if you can see that. And it's got articulated fins. And it's got fins and they rotate in opposing directions. Yeah, I haven't tried this one out yet. I think we got this at the end of the season or sometime over the winter. But definitely looking forward to trying this one. It's got some sparkle to the top. But yeah, it's a 1.6 ounce lure. So throw it on a medium heavy action. But yeah, it's a good looking lure. We'll try that one as well. Something I'm really anxious to try, I just tried it once last year, were these dark sleepers by Megabass. Megabass has some really high quality lures. This one is just a half ounce one. I had a lot of success fishing these, not necessarily swimming them, but just kind of swimming them off the bottom, just bouncing them like you would with a Texas rig. But yeah, these dark sleepers by Megabass, they're just dynamite lures. So, really like it. It's got the back fin guard. The hook actually, here we'll just open this one up and I'll show you. I have quite a few of these. Maybe we got some awkward camera placement for it. There you can see, you got the hook, just comes right up there in the back fin. It's kind of hidden. I wouldn't say it's necessarily weedless, but yeah, they're goby imitators. And out on Lake Michigan, tons of goby, and even here in some of the lakes we have sculpins. So really nice. I actually thought about trying these ice fishing this year, but I didn't get out ice fishing as much as I wanted. So that is the Dark Sleeper by Megabass. Now I know I'm alone in the family, but this is I think a KVD 1.5 square bill. I'm a huge square bill fan. Just growing up where I fish, I think on rivers or on lakes, anytime you can get around some cover and can bounce the square bill off of logs. This is a bass imitation. The paint on this is just amazing. Really like these. Jack likes these suspending jerk baits. This one I think is a KVD. But yeah, these jerk baits, the paint on these. This is again a baby bass. Yeah, I really like the Husky Jerks by Rapala. Those are probably my favorite of the jerk baits. But Jack likes these KVD ones. I think this one goes about 4 to 6 feet. But a nice jerk bait, especially this time of year where the water's still cold. I haven't gone out fishing yet this season. Our fishing season doesn't really open up until I think it's the second Saturday in May. So we usually do a big Mother's Day fishing tournament to open up the season. And then I also have a couple of swim baits. I don't use these this much. My kids like these. These are Berkeley's or Storms. These are Storm. This is a bluegill imitator swim bait. You can see it's real bulky, and I find that these tend to swim sideways. They're real tough to tune up. So if you're jigging them, that's fine. I haven't had a lot of luck with these. But my oldest boy swears by them. He catches a lot of fish on these. And then again, this is the same style. I think this is a Storm, or it might be a Northland, but it's segmented. It's got should have good action, but I find that these tend to swim a little sideways. So not a big fan. And then here's another lure that Jack, and I'm not sure who this is by. Maybe somebody out there knows, but it's a little baby muskie. You can see it's a jerk bait. It's got a real fat wobble to it. Yeah, just a neat looking lure. Sometimes I buy lures. I know you do too. Don't lie. Sometimes I buy lures just based on how they look, not on not on how well I think they're gonna fish. But one of our favorite, I think, staples, thanks to Wisco Bass, one of our staples in this house is the Finesse Turd, the Z-Man stuff for Ned rigs. I'm a huge Ned rig fan. It doesn't matter if it's early spring, late fall. I haven't tried them ice fishing yet, but they're made out of this Elastec plastic. If you haven't tried the Ned rig yet, it's a really really nice finesse technique. And these lures just stretch. I mean, they're indestructible. You'll get a couple dozen fish off of just one Ned worm. You fish them on a really light jig head. It's like a mushroom jig head. It weighs 1/5 of an ounce would be a heavy one, all the way down to I think 1/64 of an ounce. But it just slows down, and you just bounce it off the top, and they're generally pretty weedless. Here's some of these Ned rig jig heads. If you can see that. See, they're kind of mushroomed. They have a lure keeper on there. They're really high quality, and these are 1/6 of an ounce. Small print. 1/5 of an ounce is about as heavy as they go. But I've caught some pretty monster fish, believe it or not, on this little guy. They just go down and they can get down in the weeds. They can get down among the rocks, sandy bottom. It doesn't matter. I just think this is a really effective method. So if you haven't tried the Ned rig, we'll do some Ned rig fishing videos coming up here. Yeah, they're really great. Love them. What else you got, Jack? So Jack is my tube fisherman. He loves fishing tubes. Of course, we went to we took a trip down to Rogers, Minnesota. It's just over 2 hours away from us, just to go to the Spring Fishing Classic. And he picked out these 3.5-inch tender tubes. He's a big tube fan. We have a dam kind of by us, and he loves to fish these at the dam. So these are the Bass Pro. Now, when we got these, we didn't have the mold to make them ourselves, so we'll probably hold on to a few and see if we can duplicate them. But this is the green pumpkin orange halo, so it's green pumpkin with orange flakes. And then this is let's see the package here. So again, Jack is a big fan of the Guggen Squad as well, and this is the Doob tube, the 3.5-inch Doob tube. This is black with red flake. It's a lot different profile than a normal tube. Yeah, think what you want. They smell awful. I guess the fish like it. It's real strong anise scent. And he's got these Doob tubes as well. He's got the 3.5-inch in smelt. I think that'll be a good color here, especially early spring. A lot of washed out colors seem to do well for us early in the season. Now, one of the things that I love fishing, I got turned on to it a few years ago, are these chatterbaits. I'm a big chatterbait fan. Now, I usually do use a trailer with these chatterbaits. This one is this is the original chatterbait, and I think this is a 1 ounce. I just can throw them a country mile and keep them in the strike zone longer. So I like the heavier lures. Our lake is about 160 feet deep, so it's or 150 feet deep, something like that. So it's pretty deep. So I like to get a little bit heavier lures to get down in the strike zone faster. Again, another chatterbait. This one you can kind of see the trailer broke off, but the chartreuse one is an original with a copper, just a copper blade. So those are pretty neat. Yeah, here's the trailers. We like these Kitech ones. This is that poop stain color we talked about that Jack made. We like to use these for trailers. Yeah, even the black and blue ones. We'll do a couple different colors. But we'll get more into some lure making later on this year. And of course, this time of year, you got to go with the Warden. I think the rooster tail is just a really effective early spring lure for us around here, especially for panfish. I think we can go fishing for panfish this time of year for bluegill, crappie, and rock bass. But I'm not. Yeah, it's still cold. It's raining right now. We actually had a fairly mild winter, so hopefully that helps turn the bass on sooner. So we'll give that a shot. But you can be sure I'll be throwing a Warden's rooster tail at some point this next few weeks. Another lure I haven't fished yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it out, is this. It's a slow sinking stare down 110. It's from XPS, Bass Pro Shops brand, house brand. We got this on the Spring Fishing Classic. So we'll take a look at this one here. And it is a jerkbait. But I really like the matte finish. It's got rattles in there. Running depth is about 10 feet. So if we need to get down to some fish, down to about 10 feet, I think this will be a good jerkbait to use. Slow sinking. Yeah, just these muted colors. Anything that's faded, even if you take an old lure and you sand it down a little bit, it's going to be a lot more effective here because our water is cold, especially early in the season. The brighter color, the higher contrast ones, we'll use later in the summer. And on discount tackle, I'm a fan of discount tackle. I probably should own stock in them, so I'm probably putting Mr. Discount Tackle's kids through college. But we picked up a bunch of these Yozuri square build crankbaits. So haven't fished these yet. We're going to try them out this season and see how they work as well. One of the things when I was out with Wisco Bass in Wisconsin, we got this Cactus Jack one-shot catch-a-lot fishing system. So kids for fishing prizes. This is a pretty nifty little kit. You can swap out bills, you can swap out fins, you can swap out hooks. So it's all kinds of, teaches the kids, you can kind of see the different bill profiles, different angles, different bill sizes and colors. You know, this one's more of a shallow, different fins. So you can try different styles of lures, and it helps teach the kids. They build their own, and they can change them on the fly. Helps teaches the kids how lures work, what the different bill sizes do. I don't even know if these are available anymore. You might be able to get them on Amazon. I'll dig around, but they're a lot of fun. The kids love. It's basically Legos with fishing lures, and they catch fish. So we'll probably do a tournament. I just bought a couple from the Ray's Closeouts, a small place up in Wisconsin. I think I bought all the ones that they had left. We'll probably do a family fishing challenge. We like doing, cheapest rod, or $5 for lures at not Target, at Walmart, and do like little fishing challenges like that. So maybe we'll do a little one-shot catch-a-lot fishing system from Uncle Jack. We'll try a contest with that, because these lures are just a lot of fun, and they're great for kids. They're pretty easy to do too. I mean, you can do them out on the water, so you can change lures on the fly. What's that?
They have scent blocks in them too.
Oh yeah, one thing Jackie showed me, he just pulled out the belly of the one. They have little scent blocks in there, which is pretty clever. So you can put some scent. I don't use a lot of scent when I'm fishing. Yeah, you can put some scent in there. It'll soak in, and yeah, just really neat. I like these. Another lure I'm going to try out is the, Bass Pro Shops copies a lot of lures. They take successful designs and put their improvements on them. This one is their take on the Chatterbomb, which is basically the chatterbait. It is made by Z-Man. I thought this was pretty interesting. So I got this white one in 1/2 ounce. You can even see, it even says the original chatterbait right there on the bottom of the blade. So Bass Pro Shops rebranding, or not rebranding, just co-branding with Z-Man to sell chatterbombs. And this was actually quite a bit cheaper than some of the chatterbaits. So be interested to see how these fish with a traditional chatterbait. I know I got it around here somewhere. We've got our lures just kind of tossed all over the place. Yeah, so we just Wisco Bass Ray's Closeouts. Yep, we got to give Ray's Closeouts a shout out. It's a lot of fun. So thanks Wisco Bass for tuning us into that. We're getting itching for some fishing here in Minnesota. So we figured next best thing is we'll go through some fishing lures. So one of the things we also like to fish, we fish a lot of muskie. So Jack has some muskie lures. The kids got muskie rods this year or last year. We got them. Well, they're not necessarily muskie rods; they're bass rods. I like to fish for muskie. Believe it or not, just I'm getting old. I fish with a lot of heavy bass tackle. Those KVD 2.5s, they're just one size up from this 1.5. I've had a lot of success catching muskie. Because you can get into places with your lure, and they don't cost $30 a lure. But Wisco Bass and I actually did a guided muskie fishing trip this past fall up on the Wisconsin River. I think so. But we went up around Castle Rock and out on the flowage there, and just a nice, really nice time on the water. But man, I was so sore throwing those big lures. When I've caught plenty of bass, I think when I was out with my brother-in-law, I think we had a 7 muskie day once fishing on the Wisconsin River. That's a lot of fun. Another one. So speaking of chatterbaits, and like I said, Jack's a big Guggen Squad fan. So we have this one, the Guggen Squad clickbait vibrating jig. This is their take on the. And I don't think we obviously haven't fished with this one yet, but just wanted to try it out and see how it compares to the chatterbait. So it's a much different design. I don't know if you can see that there, but it has the wire hook coming down like that. And so it keeps the blade almost vertical. So it'll be interesting to see. And it's got a bead there, so it just rattles against that upper bead. So it'll be interesting to see how this one fishes out. Really high quality. I mean, the eyes look nice. The hook is nice. It has a hook. It has a keeper on there, a little wire keeper, and I really love that feature. There's nothing more frustrating than having to fix your trailer every cast. So looking forward to trying this one out. Again, another Guggen Squad bait. So we'll be doing a lot more fishing this year. Yeah. So green seems to be the color on Long Lake up here. Petenwell, yeah. So it was Petenwell flowage that we were fishing. Thanks, Wisco Bass. But yeah, I like these lures. Nice trailers, but I also fish these. This one's caught a couple fish. But they have hook keeper. You can hide the hook on the top, and they also have a hollow body on the bottom for the hooks. So these are fantastic lures. We'll do some videos of making these. What you got there, Jack? Let's see. Yeah. So, Jack's got some crankbaits. We were organizing crankbaits the other day. So yeah, these right here, we did, and I have a bunch of these still. They're just little kits you get off of Amazon. We'll do a video on these. But the kids just paint them, and I think I just use acrylic paint pens, so that they can just paint them pretty easily. And you can paint a couple, and then I just clear coat them in a spar varnish, which is a waterproof or an outdoor polyurethane. And I just do that, and then we put hooks on them and they fish them. And these things fish surprisingly well. I actually have caught quite a few fish without any paint, just on the plain lure. And here's some more of these Yozuris. They just look amazing. The Yozuri 3DBs in a couple different depths. And they just, I don't think the camera does these justice, just how nice they look. And they catch fish too. And here's, speaking of Yozuri, here's their jerkbait. I mean, you see it just sparkles in there. This is their jerkbait. Really nice lure. Yeah, I was talking about the KVD 2.5s. This is a KVD 2.5 in the bluegill pattern, or the brim pattern. I think I can't remember what they call it, but you can see square bill. This is this is a great size, believe it or not, for muskie and bass. And so I always have one of these tied onto a rod in the boat. Different colors. This is a really effective color. And then we picked this one up. I'm not sure. I think this might be an XPS lure from Bass Pro Shop. And I think Jack was using this to fish for muskie. It's got saltwater hooks, so I think it's a XPS Bass Pro Shop saltwater lure. But yeah, really nice lure. It's a lot easier to throw than an 18-inch mud dog or something. Now I haven't had a whole lot of luck with these flat-sided crankbaits. This is ones by Lunker Hunt. It's a nice lure company, make quality lures, but I just haven't had any luck with these flat-sided ones. These Jack. This is another. I really like this pattern, especially for later evenings. This is the red eye shad. This is one of the KVD models, but for a lipless crankbait or rattle trap, these are my go-to. Nemo, yeah. So when Wisco Bass and Roland, if you're still awake, will be you guys come out here. I have a bunch of these lures. We'll be able to paint them, and maybe we'll make a YouTube video out of it while you're here. So I got a bunch of these blank lures. Usually it takes a day because you got to paint them, and then I clear coat them, and then you're fishing with them the next day. So this is a fun way. We might even do a tournament. I think we've done a tournament before where we fished on just lures we made ourselves or lures we painted ourselves. So yeah, those are a lot of fun. Yeah, and then Jack, I think this is we went muskie fishing, or when we went to, I don't remember where we went. I think it was Cabela's up in Grand Forks. You got this Black Fury, the double spinner by Mepps. Mepps spinner is, of course, a staple for muskie fishing and pike fishing up here. just the big daddy of the rooster tail. Yeah, here's some of the minnow. These are all Jack's lures, Daddy Mac lures. We like to go to fishing shows and the kids get stickers, but these are his minnow style lures. You can see here. Here's one that he's painted himself. It's kind of all tangled in there. Yeah, painted this one himself. This is a heavy one. He's got a heavy lead weight in there. And then this is Rapala. This is a husky jerk right here. I mean, I love that little ribbon that's in there. It's just kind of cool. There's some husky jerks. This one is a Rapala, or it does XPS. And then the original floaters. This one here by Rapala. These are just great for creek fishing. I actually use these a lot of times fishing for trout. You see, this is another hand-painted lure that came in the kit that Jack made. This is a bomber lure, long A. Yeah, I don't really fish. This is a style of lure I haven't really fished a whole lot lately. The minnow style. This is another lunker hunt. This is their popper. Nice tail. Just need to do a little cleanup on there. And this is the Rapala skitter pop. That's got a nice paint job on it too. Yeah, is there another one you painted?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here, look what we got here.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, so this is I think a Berkeley Chapo. I know it's an XPS, but this is their black loon. And the difference is this one has the rotating head, whereas the other one has a rotating tail. So I guess it's slightly different. So yeah, this is we just wanted to do a quick live stream while we were going through our tackle boxes. Figured I hadn't done a live stream in a while. Here's another minnow style lure that Jack painted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here's a jointed husky jerk. As I get these untangled. And that's the deep diving jerk bait. And here's just and these are good jerk baits that you can just paint by yourself, paint them at home, and we put the eyes on these ones. So the kit that from Amazon comes with eye stickers, so you can put them on, and we super glue them on just to make sure they stay. What else you got, Jack? Anything? Just cleaning up? Yeah, so as we keep mounting lures on here, we got, I don't know who makes this one. I like this lure though. The lure head, you can kind of see it's a pretty high quality profile. I like the clackers on my buzz baits, and this buzz bait has holes in it that makes even more bubbles. These are, once July hits, I always have one of these tied on. And here's another chatterbait. Yeah, I know Jack loves this one. This one's well loved. It seems like the more beat up they get, the more they catch fish. But here's an example of one with a trailer that we have on it. There's a different style trailer. Looks like we need to make a new one for this. Another spinner bait. This one I think is a Z-Man spinner bait. Yeah, you can tell by the hook keeper. So yeah, you fishing a lot of fish, or a lot of fishing videos I think coming out this summer. Of course I can't wait for July to come because then I can start fishing with these. I'm a big frog fan, and these are those popper frogs that Jack really likes fishing. I like fishing the lunker hunt ones that have the spinny feet on them. Mm-hmm. Those are my favorite frogs to fish.
I don't know if I have one of those.
You don't have any?
I did have a turtle at one point.
Oh yeah, we even have the turtle lure. Those are a lot of fun. So, if you want to see some fishing videos on the channel, I know we'll definitely do lure making videos. But yeah, we'll be coming out with those here in the next couple weeks as we start getting into fishing. So, like I said, opening day is Saturday, second Saturday in May. So we'll probably do a live stream on the opening day while we're out on the pier fishing. We always do a family fishing tournament on opening day in the evening. Kind of a tradition since we've been here in Burgess. So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of good stuff to come, and look for more videos. Also getting into some gold panning stuff. You might have noticed I've been doing some pay dirt, just trying to get the rust out. I didn't get out a whole lot. I don't think I got out at all the gold pan last year, but plan on making a bunch of trips to Wisconsin and running the gold cube and doing some of that and doing some fishing videos. We're going to do some lure making videos. I don't think I recorded that at all last year. And we're going this weekend to get our scuba gear serviced for the year, get everything maintained, make sure it's all safe. And then we'll probably go do our first dive next week. And then we're not going to record that just so we can focus on safety and practicing all of our emergency procedures while we're underwater. And then we'll have some more scuba videos posted. So lots of stuff coming up for the summer. Working on a couple long-term videos. We didn't forget about the boat. We've been working on the boat pretty much a couple hours a day for the last couple days since last week, trying to get all the paint off and get all the old goop and all the old Flex Seal removed from the boat, so that we can bring it in the garage, epoxy it, paint it, and then start working on the platform. So weather hasn't really been cooperating, but it's like I said, it's been raining and it's supposed to rain for the next week and a half. But yeah, we haven't forgotten about the boat project. That's coming up, so you'll see more videos on that too. So hopefully this is you find this entertaining. If not, sorry. Let me know what you'd like to see. So we got a lot of fun projects coming up and a lot of stuff planned. So as always, thanks for watching. You want to say thanks for watching?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks. Take care, everybody.